Welcome to the series, Inside the Mind, a deep dive into mental health. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects millions of people around the world, Obsessive-Compulsive Disorder, or OCD. Now, when most people hear the term OCD, they might think of someone who is overly neat or has a penchant for organizing their bookshelves. But let me tell you, OCD is so much more than just quirky habits or a love for cleanliness. It's a serious mental health condition that can deeply affect daily life. So, what exactly is OCD? At its core, OCD involves two main components: obsessions and compulsions. Obsessions are those unwanted, intrusive thoughts that invade your mind, creating an overwhelming sense of anxiety. Imagine being unable to stop thinking about a terrible event, a mistake you made, or a fear of contamination. These thoughts can be relentless, making it nearly impossible to focus on anything else. And then, to cope with that anxiety, individuals feel compelled to perform certain behaviors. Those are the compulsions. These could be anything from checking if the door is locked multiple times to washing hands excessively. The irony is that while these compulsions might provide temporary relief from the anxiety caused by the obsessions, they don't actually solve the underlying problem. Instead, they perpetuate a vicious cycle that can feel inescapable. Now, let's talk about the different types of OCD because it's important to understand that this disorder manifests in various ways. For some, the fear of contamination is overwhelming, leading to excessive hand-washing or cleaning rituals. Others might find themselves caught in a loop of checking behaviors, like repeatedly ensuring that the stove is turned off or that the front door is locked. And then there are those who experience harm obsessions, where they constantly worry about causing harm to themselves or others, even though they would never act on those thoughts. Each form of OCD comes with its unique challenges, but the common thread is that the compulsions provide only fleeting relief. Over time, they can take over a person's life, making it increasingly difficult to function. Let's break down the cycle of OCD a bit more. It all starts with an obsession, an intrusive thought or image that triggers a wave of anxiety. To cope with that anxiety, the individual performs a compulsion, which could be something as simple as checking a lock or washing their hands. Initially, this action might bring a sense of calm, but eventually, the obsession returns, and the cycle begins anew. This cycle of obsession, compulsion, and temporary relief can become overwhelming, leaving little room for anything else in life. It can feel like being trapped in a never-ending loop where the mind is constantly racing and the body is compelled to act in ways that don't make logical sense. Living with OCD can be exhausting and isolating. Many individuals feel embarrassed or ashamed of their compulsions, especially when those behaviors interfere with work, relationships, or daily responsibilities. The constant pressure to perform rituals can lead to feelings of depression, anxiety, and hopelessness. It's not uncommon for relationships to suffer as friends or family struggle to understand the intensity of the thoughts that accompany OCD. Imagine trying to explain to someone why you can't leave the house without checking the locks 5 times, or why you feel the need to wash your hands until they're raw. The frustration and isolation can be overwhelming. But here's the good news. There is hope. One of the most effective treatments for OCD is exposure and response prevention, or ERP. This type of cognitive behavioral therapy works by gradually exposing individuals to their triggers, those intrusive thoughts or situations that cause anxiety, while teaching them to resist the urge to perform their compulsions. For instance, if someone has a compulsion to wash their hands repeatedly due to contamination fears, ERP might involve gradually exposing them to situations where they feel contaminated and helping them learn to tolerate the anxiety without resorting to washing their hands. Over time, this can significantly reduce the anxiety associated with the obsession and help break the cycle of OCD. In addition to therapy, medications such as selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or SSRIs, are often prescribed to help manage OCD symptoms. These medications can help reduce the intensity of obsessions and compulsions, making it easier for individuals to engage in therapy and navigate daily life. It's important to remember that everyone's journey with OCD is unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. Finding the right combination of therapy and medication can take time, but it's worth the effort. There are also self-help strategies that can complement professional treatment. Mindfulness techniques, for example, can help individuals stay present in the moment and separate themselves from their intrusive thoughts. This practice can reduce the impact of those thoughts, making them feel less overwhelming. Journaling is another effective method. Writing down obsessive thoughts can provide a release and may help reduce anxiety in the moment. And let's not forget the power of connection. Support groups can be incredibly validating, offering a safe space to share experiences and feelings with others who understand what you're going through. Now, I want to emphasize that the path to recovery from OCD isn't easy, but it is possible. With the right treatment and support, individuals can learn to manage their symptoms and regain control over their lives. ERP, combined with medication when necessary, offers a way to break the cycle of obsessions and compulsions. It's important to remember that recovery is a journey, and there will be setbacks along the way. But every small victory is a step toward reclaiming your life from OCD. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to encourage anyone who may be struggling with OCD to reach out for help. You're not alone in this, and there are resources available to support you on your journey. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below with any questions or suggestions for future topics. Your support helps us continue to create content that spreads awareness and offers hope. Together, we can break the stigma surrounding mental health and foster a greater understanding of conditions like OCD. Thank you for joining us on Inside the Mind, a deep dive into mental health. Remember, it's okay to seek help, and it's okay to talk about what you're going through. You deserve to find peace and reclaim your life.